All right, what's up, everybody? Mike Lindsley here for an ML Sports Take. It's all brought to you by Stumbling Monkey Brewing Company, Stanley Law Offices, and our great friends at Welch and Company Jewelers. Log on to welchjewelers.com. Shop the showcase today. Welch and Company Jewelers, the official jewelry store of the ML Sports Platter. Let's take just a couple of minutes to recap this game. Fordham and St. Bonaventure. The Bonnies win 76-51. It was convincing. Obviously, they were only up by 5 at the half, and you just kind of sat there and said, holy cow, is this going to be a ball game in the second half? And then they went on that gigantic run to eventually, I think, go up 43-29, and then they went on another run as well, and that pretty much did it. I'm going to kind of give you the good, bad, and ugly in this game. And yes, they won by 25, but there was an ugly. The good was it felt good to get a win, right? I mean, we've been dying for just a blowout win against anybody. So it felt good from that perspective. I thought the Bonnies were unbelievable on the boards tonight. I know, listen, Fordham's a horrendous basketball team. They've been in the cellar for in the A-10 for years and years and years. I don't expect them to get out of it anytime soon. It's a joke. And frankly, it actually kind of sometimes surprises me that Fordham is this bad every single year because they're in New York City. I mean, you can go into your backyard and pluck like the 50th best player in New York City, and he's still going to be pretty good. It's really hard. I know most of the big-time New York kids obviously leave, and nobody's going to look at Fordham from New York, but you got to be able to find some guys from different high schools, even at home, to be better than you are. Now, again, they're around 500 here this year, but they're just an awful basketball team. But the Bonnies still, I thought, got really, really aggressive on the boards. I thought, the aggressive style there in the first half really, I thought partially set the tone in this game. St. Bonaventure rebounded Fordham 52-38, so it was a huge discrepancy there. The shooting was really, really good for St. Bonaventure as well. They went 7 of 14. Actually, they only went 41.1% from the floor, but from three, they went 7 of 14 for 50%. Huge games out of Welch and Lofton. I thought those guys were the best players on the floor without looking at the stats. And then when you look at the stats, Dom Welch, 21 points, 10 rebounds. He was lights out from 3-5 for 7, 13 for Attaway, a tremendous athletic performance. Again, 9 rebounds for him. The Bonnies put together 7 steals in this game. Oshun, just 8 points, but he was very, very good on the boards with 12 rebounds. And, so those were the good things about this game. The bad is I just don't understand why late in the game, when you're up by that amount, put the bench in, like put everybody in. Are we already at the point where we know? I don't know what Mark Schmidt's doing there. Like we're already at the point where like you can be confident that they're going to win the basketball game. I don't care if you put in Gary Neese, J.P. Butler, and 3 kids from the student section, or put in 4th Dev intramural team. Put in somebody, in that spot. I mean, when you're up 20 plus points, the last few, you got to ride out the last at least 3-4 minutes of that game with bench players and walk-ons, right? I mean, aren't there walk-ons on St. Bonaventure's basketball team? I'd assume so, right? And so 3 guys get off the bench tonight, including Koulibaly and Adams, but it should have been 5 guys, and they should have been in there, and they should have been playing, and they should have given, the starters a rest with some significant time on the clock. If it gets to 10 or 12 and you start to kind of feel like it's losing control, then you put the guys back in. But, man, I would have put those guys in way sooner. Now, the ugly was, of course, that Bonnie really, there were a couple things. Again, they left Fordham open. I know that not many people will look at it like this. I do. They left a lot of guys open again for 3-point shots and a lot of little miscues and fundamental type stuff, some missed layups in the first half. The fundamental IQ basketball type of a thing with Bonnet and Garden 3 still wasn't there tonight in the beginning, in the first half. And then when they went on the big run, it doesn't matter what you do, right? Because you're up 20 whatever points. But those things have still got to be cleaned up. And I just don't understand why it's taking so long to clean those things up. But where do we go from here? There was a lot of chit-chat today before the game can the Bonnies get hot? I was getting text messages from some friends and some alum, hey, is it possible? Can they get hot? Can they win a bunch of games in a row? At St. Louis on Friday night, 9 o'clock, really, really tough game. Let's say that Bonaventure goes with the Game 7 approach and they win out, right? They win 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games. Still not going to be enough to get into the A10 tournament, to the NCAA tournament, if they don't win the A10 tournament, in my opinion. They're 13-7 right now. For as bad as things have been, if the Bonnies had just beaten Northern Iowa and beaten George Mason, they would have an outside chance, I think, at an at-large without having to win the A10 tournament because of the Charleston wins and the like. They could have really used a win against Davidson there at home. Probably can get away with that, if you just go on a wicked streak here at the end of the year and win a bunch of games. But if they were 15-5 right now, and then you look at 6-3 in the A10, and then you play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games down the stretch. You win 7 of 8 there, maybe, and get to the finals of the A10. Maybe there's a bubble opportunity or a last 4 in opportunity, something of that nature. But even if they win out here, I don't think this team's going to go to the NCAA tournament. Even if they made the finals of the A10. But a couple of those losses, that Mason loss where they got blown out, well, it was a 9-point game, but it felt like 30, where they went and just looked like crap, and Mason had played on Monday. Bonnie had 6 days of rest. Again, no excuse there for that performance. And then you have the Northern Iowa game. I mean, I just don't understand. And that was kind of my first real look at this team with, holy crap, there's some perimeter defensive problems. We'll see what they bring to the table on the road on Friday. I mean, this is a very, very quick turnaround here. I mean, it's just a couple of days. They got to travel. They got to get, into the Midwest area. They got to play a very aggressive defensive team. They got to play a tough home atmosphere. I don't expect Bonaventure to win that game, but we'll see. I mean, if they can get into this Game 7 approach for quite a while here, and the Big Five can hang in there, maybe there's an outside shot that they can, accomplish something here moving forward. At the end of the day, I think both things apply, both sides of the coin. Number one, okay, feels good to get a win, blah, blah, blah. The other part, obviously, is that by beating Fordham, a terrible team, by 25 points, while there were a lot of good things, which I already mentioned, I didn't learn anything tonight about St. Bonnie. I didn't learn if this team is made of something different that we haven't seen in the last several weeks. Remember, going into this game, they had lost 3 of 4. They had lost 4 of 6. And the season's sort of falling apart. Let's see what happens here moving forward. If they go into St. Louis and win on Friday, maybe we'll have a little bit of a better feeling that they can, in fact, make up for some of the lulls earlier this year and try to find something before A10 tournament play. And clearly, obviously, there's going to be a lot of beating up, with those top, 6, 7 teams in the A10 from here until the end of the year. So let's get up there, let's get that seed and try to get some kind of a double bye in the A10 tournament, because let me tell you what, with those 5 guys and barely anybody coming off the bench, it's going to be real hard to win, that many games in a row, 4 games in a row, 4 in 4 days, whatever it is, 5 in 5 days. So let's see what Bonaventure can do here on Friday night. Thanks for watching. Mike Lindsley with you. Make sure you do a couple of things for me. Please like this video and please subscribe to my channel. Really appreciate that. Helps spread the word. It's an ML Sports Take recap of the Rams and the Bonnies, all brought to you by our good friends at Camillus Golf Club, Chick-fil-A of Cicero and Clay, and Welch & Company Jewelers. As I always tell you, enjoy the games.